All right, guys, we are going to do word processing activity number 17 today, and this one is probably one of the trickiest ones that we're going to have to do. So let me get to where we need to be here. So word processing activity number 17. All right, so you're going to notice, guys, that I'm going to be putting our instructions now as a PDF. And on the teacher sample, it's going to be a watermarked teacher sample because I have a handful of students who think that they can copy and paste and that's okay. So that can't happen anymore because those kids are getting zeros. And so I've made it more difficult for that to happen. So you can't just copy and paste. But what we're doing today, guys, is we're working on columns. Now, this is a brand new concept, and it's easier in Microsoft Word than it is in Google Docs, but in Google Docs, as long as you know a couple of things called section breaks, then this is going to be a little bit, this will be easy once you get to do this or get to know it. So you're going to know, I'm going to kind of go through the steps here, and then I'm going to get rid of the directions, and I'll just put my example up here. So you are going to open a Google Doc, type your name, hit enter, type activity 17. That's the same thing we always do. You're going to type the following title, things to do this month. Then you're going to hit enter twice. You're going to center the title. You're going to bold and underline the title. And you can keep going back to see what that looks like. So this is what it's going to look like right here. Okay, center and bold. Now you're going to be creating 3 columns. Now this is different than we're not going to be using tabs here. We're going to be actually using columns, kind of like newspapers use. They have a bunch of words. If we were to type all the way to the bottom of this column, the words would automatically go up here. But using Google Docs, we have to do this a little bit differently than we would in Microsoft Word. So this is what we're aiming for, okay? So let's see if we can get this done. And everything you need to know is on this page, and you can always rewind the video if you need to. So I'm going to move this. Let's see. I'm going to create myself I'm going to move this over to the other page, and I need to create myself a new document. So let me do that. So I'm going to go up here and go to Docs. Remember, you guys just click on the top right-hand side on your page. So this is going to be word processing activity 17. Like so. Then step number 1, type your name. Let me make this bigger too so you guys can see it a little bit better. We'll do it that way. So hit enter. I'm going to type in activity 17. Then I press enter 2 times. 1, 2. Just like the instructions. Okay. Type the following title, things to do this month. Things to do this month. Then I want to hit enter twice. 1, 2. So what I want to do now, guys, is I go back up to this, highlight it. I'm going to go to center align. Then I need to bold it and underline it so that it looks like that. And again, you can always go back to the example to make sure that you have this looking right. Okay? All right. Columns are going to be kind of tricky, so let me go back down to where we were here. So much of the successful column work depends on making adjustments after you've done your formatting. So if you go to step number 4, it says you're going to need to make a section break after the title. So here's how you do a section break. So what we want to do is we want to take the words that are across the page, like things to do this month, we want it to be centered on the whole page, not within a little column. And this is why we have to create something called a section break. All right, so it says click insert. Then we need to go down to break. And we want to do something called a section break continuous. Right here. Okay, so that's section break continuous. And this is written in step number 4, so you can read it. Okay, and it's there. So I'm going to hit section break, and there we go. Now, you don't see anything. It's kind of a behind the scenes sort of thing. But now we've created something called a section break. So now we need to create 3 columns. And the reason we have to make it as a separate portion is because the 3 columns are going to be different if we center something in a column, it'll be only within that column, not on the whole page. All right, so we're going to go to Format, Columns. And you can see 3 is the choice right here. So I'm going to click on that. And now, if you look up here, you can see that there is a column here. Then there's this gray area. Then there's a column in the middle. And then a gray area. And then a third column on the side here. So we're going to be typing in these columns. Okay? So you're going to type the following information exactly as it appears below. And you type it bold where it shows that it's bold. So we go, and I'm going to type it bold. So you can see I pressed Control B, and the bold is up there, and I put cap locks on, and I'm going to type home chores. All right. Then underneath, I got to unbold it. So let me go up here and unbold it. And I'm going to type shovel snow off walks. Whoop, I want to get the cap locks off. Shovel snow off walks. We want to type do dishes nightly. And then we want to do make my bed daily. And there's no reason to put the capital D there, so let me get rid of that. Okay. Now, we want to go to the top of the second column. So in order to do that, what we have to do is we have to insert a column break. All right, so we have to go to Insert. This is in order for me to move up to this next column. So I go to Insert, Break, Column Break. And watch what happens when I press Column Break. Boom, it moved me into the second column. All right, so this is where we do the same thing over again. I want to hit bold, cap locks, school is our next title. Then I want to unbold it, press enter, take off cap locks, and then the next group, homework, daily. Then I want to go get progress report, enter, and then practice instrument. All right, I have to do step 7 again, which means in order for me to get over to this third column, I've got to go back to Insert, Break, Column Break. And there we go. It takes me up to the last column, and this is where we go. I'm going to bold it. So I press Control B, that's a shortcut, and then I hit cap locks, and I'm going to type family. Whoop. I'm going to unbold it, which I can just press Control B again. And then I hit cap locks to take that off, and I type in the rest. So write grandpa or grandma. Ooh, looks like that didn't fit all the way. That's all right. I hit enter, then play a game together, and then watch a movie. All right, so I want this all to fit. All right, so I want grandma to move back up here. So there's a bunch of different ways I could fix that. I could make the column a little wider. I could make the right margin a little wider. So if I could go up here, and when it turns into a double arrow like that, I can hold the button down and scoot it over like this. And you can see that it fixed it. The other way, and I'm going to undo that, the other way is I could decrease the size of the font by, say, 1. And that works too. All right, so either way works, and I'm just going to decrease the size of the font because it never said anything in the instructions about font size. All right, so I decrease the size of the font so that everything kind of fits in there nice and neatly. Okay, and then finally, in order to put clip art in, we need to do one more column break. So if I wanted to type something down here and get rid of the 3 columns, I'm going to go up and I'm going to go insert break, section break, continuous. So insert, break, section break, continuous. Uh-oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Let's go back down here and see what's going on. Enter, enter. Let's try that again. Insert, break, section break. No, that's not working. That's weird. Maybe I have to be over here or over here. Enter. Let's try it one more time. It's kind of tricky. Insert break, section break. There we go. That was the reason. I needed to be in that last column in order for that to work properly. So it's trial and error, guys. I mean, it's the way it works for me. You kind of do things, and if they don't work, you try something different. All right, the last thing you need to do, and let me show you the example again. So ours looks like this. The last thing we need to do is we need to add 3 pictures on here that have something to do with any of these columns. So I'm going to just add 1 picture. You guys need to add 3 pictures, and each one is done the same way. So we want to go to Insert, Image, search the web. Let's see. So this is doing dishes or making beds. So let me see. Dishes, or yeah, let's go to dishes. Clip art. All right. So we can do somebody doing dishes. There's one right off the bat, right there. Somebody doing dishes. Awesome. So, and then you can always resize it. Remember, you're going to always wrap the text so you can move it wherever you want, but you kind of want to keep it lined up with your column. And then something to do with school in this one, and then something to do with family on this one. Or you can, playing a game or watching a movie, so that yours ends up having 3 pictures, just like the example does. All right. So the trickiest thing you guys are going to have to do is make sure that you get those column breaks taken care of. All right. Good luck. See if I can figure out how to shut this off now.